on.
Hey, welcome at the Fleet Broadcasting here. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, hey, I'm New
We're
York Pete.
on
My
the
best friend.
air.
That's right. This is my best friend, Tipsy Toaster. Thanks for joining us, everyone. This is our news, pop culture, sci-fi entertainment channel. Full disclosure, we grew up watching 70s and 80s TV, movies, cartoons, and we bring our unique spin to our little corner of the universe called IFB. And everyone needs to know that we are big, big Battlestar Galactica fans.
Nah.
There you have it.
Nah.
No, I
Nah.
didn't. It's not. I didn't describe it big enough, right? We're like Galactica
Galacta
nuts.
nuts. Galacta
Yeah.
nuts.
Hey
Good.
guys, thanks for
Galacta
joining
nuts.
us live. A whole bunch of our friends and supporters are on.
I'm
Chuck
gonna.
and
I
Lola.
swear to God, I'm gonna go find one of those things that they used to have at the
Crystal Scouts.
romper room. I'm gonna get you to get one. I'm gonna send one to you.
Good.
I see John, and I see
Yes.
Lola, and I see.
And Paul. Pacific North. What's up, guys?
His name is Lola. She was a
Yep.
showgirl.
So as you come on, just throw up a shot or a hello. I know there's a bunch of you on because I just jumped off of the Facebook and I saw that there was a bunch of you on there. So thanks for joining us, everybody. We have a bunch of things, a bunch of great announcements for you.
Yep.
And there's a lot of things going on. A lot of great things. We have
That's for sure. There's a lot of things going on.
Oh yeah. We have a great guest coming on later. Tiny Bean Tara is waiting in the wings, so that's awesome. And love you, Tipsy from Lola.
Hey,
You saw that. Okay. And there you go. Awesome. All right, guys. And hey, watch yourself.
What?
Watch yourself.
No. I'll take care of that right now.
That's right. Run away. So, yes, Captain Martin and his adventures, we're working on that. So we'll have an update for you. And thank you for all the supporters out there. Let's toast. Let's toast.
Yeah. So yeah,
Let's
what do
do
we have
our
tonight?
toast. Super
tonight we have.
fan, thank you yet
Yeah,
again.
we have the Tipsy Toaster beer. No, just kidding. All right, I'll bring Pete up. Pete's
This is
live,
what we're drinking tonight.
and I'll undo
French
mine.
toast.
Take it out of it.
Southern
It's
Tier
big.
Brewing. And this is brought to you
This is interesting.
by
Yep.
Fran. Thanks, Fran.
Superfan Fran has got given us money for the French Toast Imperial Ale.
Woohoo!
Sounds interesting. Southern Tier Brewing Company. That is 8.6% alcohol by volume. Best by 12/6/2023, so we're still good. And
Yes.
toasted caramel notes blend into flavors of maple syrup, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg, while milk
Alright.
sugar creates a creamy, sweet balance to a complex malt bill.
Yeah.
The brunch-inspired brew will remind you of the first delicious bite of French toast. That's right. French Toast Imperial Ale by Southern Tier Brewing Company.
Get in my belly. Are you ready to open?
CC.
Hold on.
Hang
I
on.
gotta find
Yeah,
my
my Star Trek.
oh, hang on. All right, I just got a regular one. This is
Yeah.
just a regular one. Ready?
Figured
Okay.
we had the Salt Monster
One.
on tonight and had to have Star Trek.
Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah.
Woo. Both of us at the same
I'm
time.
drinking out of
Woo.
my R2D2. Thank you, Andy, for these glasses. And Megan, thank you.
I am
So-
drinking. So in regards to the Salt Monster, I had to get the Kirk out. So
Beautiful. Beam me
it's
up.
a small glass, so I'll have to do multiple pours.
You'll be
So you
drinking
ready?
a lot. Okay. Yeah, do it.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, here we go. Pouring out. Okay.
Ooh, it's dark.
It's excellent.
Doesn't make much
Oh,
noise.
guys, you don't know. I wish you had the
Oh, wow.
scratch and sniff, right? Because it smells great.
Oh, it does smell really good. And I'm not much of an ale person. I'm more of a porter
Oh my
person.
God,
But boy,
this
that's
is
a
really
dark one.
good.
That's
Yes.
dark.
Excellent.
Not as dark as my soul, but it's dark.
Well, I
Why
got
is
to
it a little
turn
darker
around
in yours?
because it's magical in mine.
I don't know.
It's magic. Look,
Just a weird shape. I guess my glass is smaller or thinner. My glass is really
maple.
small.
Yes, it's the maple, Paul. I got more maple in mine.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Ready?
this is
So
what we
anyway,
do.
we always say, blah, blah, blah. Let's try this again. Hi, I'm Tipsy Toaster, and I have a twisted tongue. So tonight, we always, like every night, want to thanks the fan. Thanks the fan. Wow. I haven't even drank yet. I'm really going nuts.
You're a wreck. You're a
Yeah,
wreck.
I need drink. I need to drink. That's my problem. So we always
You need
thank the
drink.
fans for coming out, watching us, and just supporting their own fandoms. I mean, not just watching us, but you do the things that you do for your own fandoms, whether it be Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek, whatever it may be. So you keep those fandoms going, and here's to you because, Pete.
Fans Fuel the Fleet, guys. Thank
Fans
you
Fuel
very,
the
very
Fleet.
much, including our staff, everybody else that's helping us out, those that are supporting us, and to our guest that's coming up later on.
Yep.
So here's to you guys. Fans Fuel the Fleet.
Fans Fuel the Fleet.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. I think I have a favorite ale.
Oh my God. That's greetings, Sean. What's up? Wow.
Wow, that's good, man.
It's like fizzy.
Oh, it's not too fizzy.
Maple
It's
syrup.
like a stout. It's like a stout fizz. You know, stouts don't have that much fizz to it.
Stout fizz maple syrup.
Oh my gosh, this is mapley syrupy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is good.
Weird.
Mm.
All right, guys. Well, look,
Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna
greetings
stop.
to all. We want to thank
Oh my gosh.
our friend Dave Francoeur for recording a really, really cool spot for us.
Yeah, that was
in support
awesome.
of,
Actually,
Stranded
brought a
Warrior.
tear to my eye a little
Dave,
bit.
thank you. And of course, if you haven't watched Mediocre Modeler, he put up the interview that he did with us during the marathon, which is very, very cool. So why don't you guys get over there and check that out?
And
Hey,
lucky
Mike.
enough, luckily enough, he was saved by the ship of lights.
The Ship of Light saved him, so
Yes,
he
because
is
he invented the
regenerated.
Cylon dagger, which
Yes.
was so evil
Was-
it killed its creator.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen the Cylon dagger, there it is. It's killed
There
its
it is.
creator, but it was brought back by the ship of lights.
That's right. And it's going to be used in the Stranded Warrior. So we have some announcements for that as well.
Yes.
And Mike DeBruyne, Chief, that is Mike, Crew Chief Mike, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate support, buddy. And we got a bunch of announcements. We have the key characters are cast,
Yes.
and we're releasing the poster for it.
You want to show that
And
now, or you want to
so-
do that? You want to do that now or not? Or wait till later?
We can wait a little bit. Yeah, we'll wait a bit. Let's get Tiny Bean up. She's got some really cool stuff. I saw the slides, and so let's see where
Hang on, I gotta
our
get the
very
slides up.
own. Okay,
Hang on.
cool. Well,
Hang
Tiny
on,
Bean Tara.
I just gotta open them. Where'd they go? There they
Okay, George G in the house. George, what's up? How you doing? I'm not sure if George is on set or not, but thanks for joining, George. One of our fellow co-producers here at IFB, Emmy winner, as a matter of fact. Hey, Tiny Bean, what's up, T?
Hey, how's
Hey.
it going?
Your hair looks nice.
It's going.
I-
What's up?
It's
Oh,
from-
thank
different
you.
from last
Extra
time.
curly today. Yeah. and Pete, I brought out R2
Oh.
glass tonight.
Whoa,
The original
R2D2.
R2. Yeah.
That's
Does he
right.
still click on the top, or is he broken?
No, he still clicks on the top.
Okay.
He does.
Most of the time, they don't click anymore.
I know, right?
Cool. Awesome. Oh
Yes.
boy.
I can't wait to
Lola
see
says-
the poster, so I'm waiting for that.
Wow.
Lola
Yes.
says hello. That's right. Ovions make the best honey. Okay, Jeff. All
You
right.
can ask the lady tonight.
Yes, you can, because we're gonna have,
Yep.
you know,
Seatol.
that's right. Ctol will be on tonight with us later. Bubbles in the house. Jeff, put Bubbles in the cage, or you're gonna get it. So
Just rub Bubbles' nose in it and put him outside.
yes.
He'll learn.
So when you're at the end of your segment, Tara, just stay on a little bit because we're going to talk a little bit about the Stranded Warrior and your role. So
And you.
Oh, amazing. Okay,
Funny.
great.
The
I'm
Stranded
excited.
Warrior and you.
And you.
Would you like to be
Oh,
stranded with the Stranded Warrior? You never know
very
how stranded
cool.
you could be. So,
All right, guys. Well, if you're ready, I'm ready to dive right
wait a
in.
minute, gotta have
Okay.
the theme music. It's
Oh, yeah,
Tiny
where's my
Bean
theme music?
Tara. Tiny Bean Tara. Jazz hands. Tiny Bean Tara. The IFB TV movie critic. Wah.
Oh, that's the best. Thank you. When are we going to record this? We need a whole album of our.
Oh, but it's different every week. Then it's great.
Well, there's the remix versions,
Yeah.
the 12-inch singles. We could go really deep into this catalog.
That's it.
Excellent. All right. Well, I am ready to dive right in, guys. So, hello, IFB. Great to be here as always. Tonight sounds like it's going to be a really great show. And I've got some fun new stuff for us to talk about. Starting first with Up and Coming. Now, you may have watched a little obscure football game over the weekend. Oh, maybe.
Nope.
There were lots of cool commercials in it. And the one that stuck out to me, of course, was the preview trailer for Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. Woohoo!
Oh, yeah.
Now, you may remember that Tiny Bean here is a diehard D&D fan from way back. So
yeah.
Super excited to see this. It takes place in the Forgotten Realms, and it has no connection to the year 2000 films in the D&D world. So it's a whole new spin. This fantasy adventure comedy, one of my favorite genre blends, by the way, stars Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Hugh Grant, and Regé-Jean Page of Bridgerton fame. Ask the wives, they'll know who he is. And it's about a group of thieves who helped the wrong person steal the wrong thing. And now they are trying to stop a great evil from enslaving the world. It sounds like so much fun. The trailer was a hoot. It comes out right around the corner at the end of March 31st, but it is in theaters only. So check that one out with me when you can. Now, in the more serious genre vein, check out Guy Ritchie's new upcoming film, The Covenant. Now, I am a big Guy Ritchie fan, okay? Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, probably my favorite. I mean, it's Val Kilmer. Come on, hello. And Sherlock Holmes, of course. But this looks nothing like either of those. But it sure does look good. This is a war pick, and it's starring Jake Gyllenhaal as an army sergeant in Afghanistan. And the mini synopsis explains that on his last day, he is wounded and saved by his interpreter. And when he gets home to the U.S., he finds out that his friend and his family are stuck and in hiding in Afghanistan because they saved him. So he decides to go back to the war zone to rescue them. Now, Ritchie wrote and directed this. Please go check out the heart-pounding trailer. It looks incredible. And a great spin on Tom Petty's I Won't Back Down in the trailer, too. So that caught my attention. It's also got Dar Salim, Jason Wong, Anthony Starr, and Johnny Lee Miller in it. And that will hit theaters, and theaters only, April 20th. Go check that one out. Now, in anticipation of the new stuff I've been waiting patiently for, like Mandalorian and Picard, more on that later, and obsessing over The Last of Us, I mean, it's just so good, right? I have been trying to catch up on stuff that I may have missed. Now, let me preface this by saying I am not a big fan of the Western. except for Tombstone, of course, which is like one of my all-time favorite movies. It's just not my favorite genre. But this past year has taught me that surprises can await where you least expect them. Look at Squid Game. I would have said before that, meh, Korean horror sci-fi, not really my thing. And look what happened. So there you go. So everybody can jump out of their box every now and then. And so I gave the Paramount series 1883 a shot. And I know a lot of IFB fans have talked about it and Yellowstone and whatnot. And boy, I am so glad that I did. And although it is a prequel to Yellowstone, which I just could not get into, and I promise I will try it again. I promise. You do not need to be familiar with the Yellowstone series to enjoy this standalone miniseries.
Awesome.
It's so good. It follows the Dutton family as they head out west, along with Civil War vet Shea Brennan, played to perfection by the always incredible Sam Elliott. I think that man must be a real cowboy from the 1800s, and they just like cryogenically unfreeze him because I refuse to believe otherwise. He's so good. And they're also taking this group of woefully unprepared German immigrants looking to relocate out west to Oregon. The show starts with a bang, absolutely literally, and it barely lets up after that. Also stars Faith Hill and Tim McGraw, and they are just wonderful. I was so surprised. I didn't know that they could act like that. I was like, wow.
Aren't they married?
They are.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, they're not actors. No, they're really good in this.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, but the standout is 22-year-old actress named Isabel May. She is phenomenal. She's like the main character in this. Expect to see much more out of this rising young star because she really is carrying the show and standing up with the likes of Sam Elliott and these other great actors. The series is poignant, it's terrifying, it's full of incredibly smart historical details, and it's completely enjoyable. I highly, highly recommend this one. Oh, and it's brought to you by the great Taylor Sheridan, who, among the Yellowstone saga and spin-offs, also did the mayor of Kingstown and me and Tipsy Toaster's favorite, Tulsa King.
Tulsa King.
So yeah, yet another reason to get Paramount Plus, gang. Now, speaking of Tulsa King, I found something a little more obscure that I did not know even existed. Apparently, during COVID lockdown, Sylvester Stallone decided to lock himself away with a small film crew and remake Rocky IV. I am not even kidding, guys. This actually happened. And oh yeah, they filmed it. It's called Keep Punching: The Making of Rocky versus Drago. This is an incredible documentary. And if you have ever doubted the brilliance of Stallone, you need to see this. The gravitas that comes with age has made him a much better director than he was back then, and he knows it. So he has gone back and, with the aid of cut footage, re-edited the film for an ultimate director's cut. Among other things, especially to make the character of Drago, played by his longtime friend Dolph Lundgren, more fully developed. It is a stunning documentary of a genius at work, and the conversations they have outside of the work they're doing are so fantastic. He talks about growing up with a speech impediment, the way an actor should prepare properly before showing up on set. He talks about life itself. So many things here that are just gold. He is not afraid of admitting his mistakes. In fact, he'll point them right out. So, if Tulsa King makes you appreciate Stallone more as an actor, this will make you appreciate him more as a director.
Or what's this on?
And I think this is Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And it's a documentary. And it just really, so the way he digs into, no, I did this scene wrong. I should have done this, this, and this. And then recreates, it was fabulous. I mean, movie fans, film buffs, 2 huge thumbs up. It's on Amazon Prime right now, so get a chance.
Definitely put on my watch list.
Yeah. I thought of you specifically too. I was like,
I was just blown away with his. You know, you always watch all his other movies, and you're like, he doesn't have that much acting skills.
Yeah.
But then Tulsa King came up, and I'm like, holy crap, he can
Yeah.
act.
God. Oh,
And then
definitely.
and then this would be interesting to see how he directs. He's like now reached his prime, which is just
Hmm.
now reaching that point, that pinnacle, which is really
Yeah.
kind of cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love to in Tulsa King. He's just like, I would love to see some behind the scenes talks of what why he picked certain things, the way his character acted, the way his character did specific actions, and
Yes.
how he can what he tapped into to get to that point.
Right.
And does he
Exactly.
direct Tulsa King too? I didn't look.
I don't think he's directed
I don't
any
think
of them
so.
yet. I would have to double check.
Mm.
But it might be on tap, man. And to see what he's done with this, and I haven't seen the final recut of this Rocky Four Ultimate Director's Cut, they're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe it is available on DVD, so I would like to see. And full disclosure, Rocky Four, always my least favorite of
Yeah,
the
it
Rocky
wasn't
series.
the I don't know. It
No.
definitely wasn't that Drago.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so
It
funny
was
because like
it was like two people that couldn't talk talking to each other.
right. But he really digs into the mistakes that he made. And there's even like a shot where there's like a long shot of him like with his face like brooding, and he's like, yeah, me trying to be beautiful, He's like, I would have cut that right out. It's so funny, and he's really very, very self-aware, and just as smart as his character in Tulsa King. Like
Hmm.
you can see it. So which by the way, I'm rewatching. I'm like 5 episodes in,
I'm like,
as I miss it.
I hate this person. I was looking through the Facebook the other day, and somebody had put up Tulsa King and information on the release date and everything else, and it was clickbait. I was so angry.
Oh,
Because you click on it and you're
oh,
reading through it, you're like, okay, when's it
oh.
releasing? When's it releasing? It released on this day, so July and January, and it did this and it did this, and they don't know when the next release date is. You.
Yeah, yeah. My thoughts
Oh boy.
exactly. But yeah, so definitely check this one out, guys. Amazon Prime. It's really good. Yeah, I think you guys will enjoy it. And that is all for the corner tonight. Turning it back to you, Pete, and hoping that you can tell us a little bit about your Picard preview.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I will.
Okay.
So
He didn't take any
let me tell
photos though,
you.
because they wouldn't let him.
No,
Yeah,
we're not allowed.
well, surprise.
Allow photos.
He
However,
should
Yeah.
have just done
before
the.
I do that,
Just checking
Sean,
my email.
yeah, checking as they asked me to leave the theater. However, Sean, who's with us from Battlestar Bulletin Board, Sean, thank you for supporting and backing, and you're with us here tonight. And he says 1883 was excellent. Watching 1923 now with Harrison Ford.
Mm,
So
Yes.
I'm gonna have to.
John Repper put
Yeah.
up
My
a
next.
little funny. So if you guys get a chance to read, John, you got jokes, man. I like it. Wolfpack, a fun guilty pleasure on Paramount Plus 2, starring Sarah
Yeah.
Michelle Gellar, is another recommendation from Sean. Thank you for that.
Sean, are
By the
you are
way,
you
Al,
liking that one? Because I really want to check it out. So I'm hoping it's good.
yes, Al Camisto, thank you for joining us. And all right, I
James
just wanted
Brown.
to. All right, so
Kiss myself.
let's we these what is it? The sneak peek of Picard season 1 was phenomenal, guys. It's a great episode. There's a there's some serious reveals that go on. A lot of the original cast comes on. They brought them on really, really well. They wrote them into the story phenomenally. I was like super impressed. I'm anxious to see what goes on, like what there's a mystery that unfolds, and they did such a great job. And you
It's
feel
out
like you're
now, isn't
watching a
it?
movie. I believe it's
It
It,
got
it
released
just
dedicated
dropped
today.
more than
today.
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
dropped today.
released today.
There was a panel.
Don't,
They
we
did a
shouldn't say that because
panel.
everybody's like, "Oh, it's on today." Okay, I'll watch AFB later.
No, you
No,
cannot.
wait till this is
But I
over
can't
and
do
then
that
go watch
either.
Picard.
Hang on.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
I'll watch IFB later. I'm gonna go watch. No,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I can't do
Yeah,
that.
you go. Okay, bye bye. But no, so there was a panel, and Patrick Stewart came on, and Jonathan Frakes was there, and Michael Dorn, and Dr. Beverly Crusher was there as well, and it was fantastic. They had a very good host, and there was plenty of cosplay represented. It was sold
Cool.
out. The event was sold out, and they dropped a lot of very interesting tidbits. Like they were pretty open about, maybe because technically wasn't recorded, but it's for a podcast. They gave a lot of really good insights on how the show was made in terms
Hmm.
of background stuff, and how Jonathan Frakes became a director. He shadowed for 3 years before he actually got his first chance to direct. I thought it was excellent. Michael Dorn chimed in many times, and gratefully so. Like he said, this is interesting, guys. Get this. So a lot of the Star Trek fans will know that Michael Dorn has worked hard, and I would assume, and I hope he continues to try to bring Worf, his character, into a spin-off and get his own show. And then he said it takes us, it's a series of individuals that get involved, and he says all it takes is like 1 out of the 10. And then Jonathan Frakes cut in and said, no, it's more like there's 20 levels, and in the 20 levels, all it takes is one to say no, and it derails the whole thing. That'll be the end of it. And that was Michael Dorn's experience, because it came up. It's like he tried to create that whole Worf series, which would have been really cool.
Oh
His
yeah.
character, hopefully you've seen some of the pics, and his character looks tremendous, really cool. Oh, by the way, maybe some of the TNG fans know, but Michael Dorn and a martial artist that was involved in TNG came up with the Klingon martial arts. So the fighting style of the Klingons, he
Yes.
helped invent that. So I thought that was interesting.
Yes.
Hmm.
And yeah, so it was great, guys. Better than, I've been to a lot of these things, but this particular one was tremendous. Not to mention the episode itself was really, really good. So you're going to like it if you watch. You'll see.
Is Riker still
Beautiful.
a
I can't
dog?
wait.
Still a ladies' man?
You're gonna Riker, and his situation, his family situation is brought up in this. It plays out, so that will be explored in this final season. So it does come up. Uh, so
He's
now
such
that
a
we
dog.
discussed Picard, uh,
Mhm.
T, I just wanted to let you know that kind of just pivoting a little bit to the Stranded Warriors, since we're very much vested in this, and we're going to be
Yeah.
making oh yeah making
Oh,
our
in my case,
announcements.
I think we're beyond invested. I mean, invested. Vested. I mean.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. So tonight is a good time to formally make some announcements that we have, of course, which we've mentioned before, but let's mention it again. That Mr. George Zuvalos, award-winning filmmaker, is actually starring as Captain Martin,
Hang on.
and we have George Kyriakopoulos, who is going to be his wingman, is actually also award-winning filmmaker, is going to be playing a character, Lieutenant Costa, in The Stranded Warrior. And we have the colonel, the second in command of the Battlestar, is actually here with us right now, and that is Tiny Bean Tara is actually the colonel. So Colonel Medea of the Battlestar is you. So let's let everybody know.
Ah,
And
oh,
uh,
I'm telling everybody. I am
we
so excited for this.
you're going to be joined with some other very very talented people. One that I have in mind that we're going to release right now. So, Chris, if you have the poster, the new poster with the
Sure.
names on it, let's bring that up and let's make our special announcement. That, of course, like I
By
said,
your command.
the Stranded Warriors starring George Zuvalos, and none other than Diana Durango. And this, of course, is a
Yes.
Tipsy Toaster production with Fiat Lux Studios. The script was written by Chris and myself, and it's going to be directed by the Tipsy Toaster. So we're very, very happy to announce that. The talent that is now involved in this is beyond our expectations. And I also want to throw in the fact that one of our former guests from our first year on, who is a writer and is someone that Tiny Bean knows very well, happens to be Jeff. Jeff Palin is also going to be involved. So your brother Jeff,
He's a good
who's acted,
guy.
he's acted on he's done stage work and he's also done some film, some
Mr.
indie
White.
film. He's Mr. White, that's right, Mr. White. So he's been cast, and so he's got himself a few lines in the movie itself. So we
Yep.
are moving quickly forward. We're going to be finishing up the casting very very soon. We locked in the script. As a matter of fact, locked it today. We did some last minute rewriting and some tweaking. There was some tweaking that was done.
Yeah.
Chris, you got approached by two individuals.
Yeah. This is kind of weird. So I'm like, today it all blew up. I think today I realized that we're actually doing a movie because I got a phone call out of the blue. It's like, "Hi, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm fine. Who's this?" "Well, my name is so and so, and I'm from Los Angeles." And I was like, "Oh, okay." It says, "And I'm a composer, and I really would like to send you my demo tape on all of my compositions for movies because we're really interested in getting into your movie." I was like, "Okay,
Yep.
sure,
Wow.
go ahead."
Aw,
And
that's
then on
so
top of
cute.
that, it was another actress got a hold of me because one of the actresses that are in the show, she's like, "I would really like to be in your show too." I'm like, "Well, I would really like to have you there too, but I just don't have the money to bring you here."
Oh yeah. We're getting there's that the that pixie dust or something that's in the air today because there was a lot that went down today in terms of
Yep.
all of these interested parties out of nowhere, and the adjustment on the script, and we want to also welcome the fact that we have an associate producer, Brigitte Nauder.
Yep.
Thank you for
Thank you,
joining the
Brigitte,
ranks
from
as
Austria.
associate producer from Austria. Yes, joining us as an associate producer on the project, and we have the new posters. So
Yep.
we're going to get those out. We're going to
That's the
circulate
official
those.
poster, and we've got Diana Durango now. So on the poster, you'll see the
Yes,
name Diana Durango, and she is right there. Um,
yes.
Very experienced
Amazing.
actress, and she
Oh yeah.
has a number of credits to her name, and she is going to be the. I keep saying bad guy, but that's not the right word. Bad person, I guess.
How about the villain?
The villain, yes. So she's going to be the evil
Oh
one.
my God, Diana Durango is incredible. Chris and I got the we were able to see her in action as I've seen you, Tara, but more recently, Diana Durango is a co-star in Once a Week for Life, and so she's bringing tremendous amount of talent to her role now as the character that we've cast her as, and it's just phenomenal. It's going to be great, and we're looking forward to Steve and Baz. And
Yep.
who did I miss? Did I miss John Van Gosteen's on? And who else? Somebody else jump on there that I need to mention.
Just so you
Mediocre
know, Pete,
modelers.
Sandy is on. So hi, Sandy. We'll get with you in
Oh
just a
yeah,
second.
Right.
mediocre modelers there. Hi.
Outstanding. So, Tara,
Yeah.
thank you so much for everything that you do. Keep up the great work, and we're going to see you soon
Yeah.
in
We're
front of
going to
the
be doing
camera
some scene
for the
readings, and we're
Stranded
going
story.
to, we got a production meeting. We're going to send you information for that Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
So
If you're
we
available.
are moving
Excuse me.
forward, everyone. Thank you so much for supporting and helping. Tara, here's to you.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Fans fuel the fleet.
Fans fuel the fleet. All right. Well, with
All
that
right.
said,
Good night,
you
guys. I'll
take
see
care,
you
Tara.
soon.
All right. Take care.
Absolutely.
Bye.
So cool. We got a lot of stuff going on, man. This is so cool. I am so excited to have all of you involved, and it's time to bring on our guest. I'm happy that we were able to
Yeah.
get her on.
Kind of do an
and
introduction for her there, Pete.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to
All right.
thank John for that. And if you guys,
Oh,
there
you
you
don't
go.
need to do that. I've got this.
I
I want to
got.
see
What
that.
do you
I got.
got?
Ready? There you go.
You see that? I have her autograph. Oh, see, but I have her autograph. And so that's one of two characters that she portrayed in the original Star Trek. The other one was the Salt Vampire, and we are super stoked to have Sandy with us, and Sandy Gimpel. Yep, the Salt Vampire, and that's another famous take of her without the head mask on. Otherwise, you'd never know. But she has been on so many shows, Lost in Space, and all the way from back then, all the way till now, which is just incredible, guys. But also very close to the heart is the fact that she was in Battlestar Galactica, and she played one of the Ovions, Toll. And I mean, she's working like up until I think it was last year, the year before. She's been doing, all kinds of weird the Al Yankovic story,
Yeah.
2022.
Who would have known? Yeah.
I mean, who
We're
would
gonna
have
have to
known?
talk to her about that one.
9/11, Alone, Reborn, Snowfall, Code Black, Lucifer. Right? I'm kind of like walking my way back through time, and I'm jumping around a little bit. Lab Rats, Gangster Squad, Betty White's Off Their Rockers,
Yeah.
Wanderlust. I mean, it just goes on and on. The Invasion, License to Wed, Planet Terror, The Reaping, Flight of the Living Dead, The Practice. It goes on. Mystery Men, Team Knight Rider, Stunts,
Heck
as
yeah.
Sandy Gimpel, TV Cedars. Yeah, The Truman Show, Con Air, The Rock. It goes on and on. I'm on the IMDb. Above the Law, Frankenstein General Hospital, The Killing Time, Lost Boys. Oh my God, Evil Dead 2. I'm just reading Otherworld. Oh, I really liked Otherworld. Night of the Comet, another great
Yeah,
one.
another great movie.
I'm just looking at The Bionic Woman. Oh my God, The Great Walendas. Let's see, Towering Inferno. I'm, like it would take us.
We would spend the whole show going through everything that she's done. She's amazing.
Yeah. Award-winning as well, right? I mean, she's won a ton of awards and accolades from Hollywood for all of her work, and I am so excited to actually have her on IFB, and I couldn't believe it when John One told us that he was able to invite her and that she accepted, because, like I said, I knew who she was. I have her autograph. I'm looking up at the wall where I have all the cards set up, and she's right at one of the cards, one of the autographs. So, Chris, I think it's time. Oh, there we are.
There she is.
There she
Hopefully
is.
the
Oh my
audio.
God.
Yeah, there she goes.
Sandy, welcome to the show. Thank you for taking the time out.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. Are you kidding? Appreciate it.
Absolutely. This is awesome.
It's amazing.
Sandy, we like to keep this when we invite whoever it may be to the show, we like to keep this kind of open, leave it as a discussion, and then we want you to tell us what you have to say. Our fans, they listen to us all the time, but we have you here. So are you working on any projects? And then work us, into your history, please.
Any projects you can talk about?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Wow. Last week I just finished CSI New York, or excuse me, God, just, CSI Las Vegas.
Oh, there's so many
Oh, that's
CSIs. We don't blame you
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Oh
CSI
my
Las
God. Wow.
Vegas to air April the 27th. So you get to see me being very, very old and very, very dead.
Well, that,
But
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Let's hope
That's
that doesn't
Hollywood.
come to.
Oh,
at
wow.
least I think be killed on screen more times than I can tell you.
Oh my gosh.
But as long as you can get up and walk away from it, it's okay.
That's it. Another payday. Fantastic. Have you? I know that you had done like I think it was like you were involved in a 3 hour interview about your work and your history for a special.
We did, well, I've done a couple. One of them I did was for the Television Academy,
Hmm.
and it was in Emmy Magazine. And they came to the house and they filmed for about God knows how long, and they cut it up into a 4 hour interview. It's on YouTube in paces from the Television Academy, which was really cool. They had me talking a lot. But that was great. And then I've done, I did Center Stage, which they did a whole bunch of interviews with different people that did Star Trek. So I was very honored to be included in that too. So that was great. But yeah, I can't, no complaints.
It's fantastic. Sandy, have you written out your memoirs yet? Have you done your story?
Yeah, actually, my everybody's been like for 2 years. Everybody's yelling at me to write a book, and I finally decided I better do it before it's too late. And it's at the editors right now,
Oh, cool.
and he's been editing, because I can't spell, um, making sure everything makes sense, and putting the pictures together with it, and hopefully by the time he should be done pretty quickly, and then it'll go to Amazon and be on Amazon to be sold, and it'll be on my website, which we're putting together next week.
I was about to
So
say, as
yeah,
soon as your
Oh,
website, we'll pull it up, but it's not ready
no,
yet.
not ready yet. I'll have the website up. Hopefully, I've got somebody coming to get the homepage put together, and I'm not good at this stuff. I'm good at jumping off buildings, but not good at tech. So,
I would take jumping off buildings before making a web page. Would be a little more jumping off buildings would be a little more exciting
it's a little easier for me.
and easier. Well, I don't know about easier, but geez.
Yeah, I'm not good at this stuff, but I'm doing the best I can, trying to learn. And they said they can set it up on GoDaddy and so I can make changes, and
Mm,
you can buy my book. You'll be able to buy the book off of my website or off of Amazon. And I think probably the easiest thing is if you buy it off of, when it's done. If you just buy it off of Amazon, it's sent directly to you. And if you buy it off my website, it can be signed.
right, and I
oh,
think
very nice.
it's always better to buy off the author's website than it is to buy off Amazon, because you always want to give as much money to the author as you possibly can. So when
Oh, yeah.
Amazon charges so much in
Yeah, and
regards to that.
they have to send the books to me, so I still have to take care of Amazon. But it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
because I get it done and get it where I have to have it. But yeah, so
Sandy,
that's
when you get that ready, you got to make sure that tell your people to send it over to us, the link, so that we can
Yeah.
put it up on our website as well. We can promote that
oh,
because
that would be
we're big
great.
fans.
I appreciate that. I will definitely do that. Thank you. Yeah.
Now, obviously, everybody, a lot of the fans, especially the science fiction fans, they've asked you. I know you've done a ton of interviews with, related to your Star Trek involvement. However, tonight I was kind of wondering if you have any recollections from your Battlestar Galactica time.
I sure do. Boy, let me tell you, we worked on
Ooh,
that show for like 4 months. And
wow.
basically, well, what happened was once they decided that they wanted me to be CTOL, and they hired one other girl who was Diane Heiss, who was as short as me, because they wanted short people. They were ant-like creatures, and they were miners. So they sent us to Industrial Light and Magic, which was John Dykster's place, and built the costumes for us. That took 6 weeks, I think, or
Oh,
more,
wow.
um, because the ant-like creatures had 4 arms. Okay, so 2 of them were ours, and 2 of them were not. But they all had to work. They all had to move and do things. So they brought a guy over from, if I say this correctly, prosthetics at UCLA that builds arms for people that lose their arms or their legs, and they build these things for them. And so they brought him over, and he had these 2 sets of arms. One went on one side of my body, one went on the other side of the body. One phony arm was high and one phony arm was low. And they strapped to your body, and then he taught us how to move your muscles to get the arms to move like your own arms. So it got to the point where you could literally take the phony arm and by moving your muscles, pick up a water glass and drink out of it with
Oh,
the phony
wow.
arm. So
Wow.
we could do a lot. I mean, that's what took so long to teach you. They had to teach you how to construct your muscles and release and make this work. So they did that, and it was like, which in this day and age doesn't mean much, but it was about $10,000 worth of costume on our backs. So we get on the set to work, and truthfully, I don't know. I guess Glenn Larson and John Dykster were having a little problem with each other, and the costume was Dykster's, and um, Glenn Larson didn't like the fact that if we were so intelligent that we weren't wearing any clothes. This is after 2 weeks of shooting. So he decided he was going to put monk robes over the costumes. Well, that didn't set real well. And I guess Dykstra and him made up, and they said, okay, this isn't good. It's, you got, this huge costume that you can't see any of it now. So they came up with this rope like mesh costume a robe to go over the costume. So you can still see the costume, but it looked like they had clothes on. And we reshot everything we had shot already. So we ended up shooting like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months on the set because of that. And if you look at the picture, the eyes were lit up. The only thing is that there were really little slits where you could see. So you kind of had a hard time seeing. And there's a couple scenes in there where the ant-like creatures come out of the ground and come up onto the surface. And they had built hydraulic lifts under the stage.
Oh,
And we
my.
had to sit on the hydraulic lifts, and then they would bring us up. And with the whole costume on and not being able to see and not, and you're underneath the stage, didn't feel great, let me tell you. And you had to get on the stage, and as soon as you got on the level, you had to walk, and move out. So it was pretty complicated. But the crew was great. I mean, they took really good care of us, and the cast, was just amazing. So there were no complaints about that, and it was a nice long job at Universal.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is awesome. Tremendous background information. Do you know, were there any pictures of you without the headpiece from
Yeah,
those
I actually
from those
have a
days?
couple of them from when we were walking, like on the set or something, and they have our eyes blacked out and our face. You can't see them. Can't see like the real person through the head at all. But with the costumes on, like we were going to lunch or something. I do have a couple of those
Oh,
pictures.
we'd love
Oh,
to see those.
wow. Are those
Yeah.
going to be in the book?
Yes,
Awesome.
all those. That's
Oh,
what they do. They're trying to put all the pictures that I've got into the book. With
oh,
when I
that
talk about each show.
that's
So
tremendous. Does that mean we're going to have a little bit of Battlestar Galactica in the book as well?
yeah, it's going to have everything. Basically, how I started in the business, how I danced with Elvis and did 15 pictures with him, and moved from being a dancer to doing stunts, on how I got to Lost in Space, and moving on and never looking back. And it goes up till this last show that I just finished. So it
Wow.
cover all the movies I've done, but it covers the ones that were more pertinent. The ones that I can remember more of.
I'm just
Wow, that's
I'm
incredible.
fascinated that you had such a career. I mean, and you're still go. You haven't quit yet. It's not like I'm retired.
No
No.
intention of quitting.
Yeah, you don't want to retire.
Excellent.
You don't quit.
Excellent.
You're
Love what I do.
uh,
Why retire when you love what you do?
yep.
You know,
That's yep. You never work a day in your life if you do something that you love.
no,
That's
I
right.
have to agree with you. Totally agree with you. Yeah, so it's I love what I do, and it keeps you young. It really does, because you have to go to the gym, you have to work out, you got to stay in good shape, or you're not going to work.
Right.
And
Right.
What's your gym
I
regimen? I mean, are you
normally I go to the gym 4 to 5 days a week. I do. Do you ever hear of Tybo
Mhm.
from Billy Blanks?
Yeah, Billy Blanks, Tybo. I still actually still have the VCR tapes. I put them in a bin the other day to put in a garage sale.
You can find me in them. I
Oh
do
yeah?
Really?
every one of the beginning ones. Yep.
Oh
If
my
you look
gosh.
back, if I'm on a riser in the back on the, I believe it's the left hand side, with really dark
Wow.
hair. But yeah, I did
Wow.
all. I um, I took Tybo from Billy Blanks, and actually, I'm a fourth degree black belt in Taekwondo, and got my black belts from him. Very, very proud
Wow.
to tell you. And then after he closed the gym, we started taking classes from his brother, from Michael Blanks, and Irene Blanks, his sister, teaches at Millennium here in Los Angeles. So I take from her, and I take from a place called The Beat, which the lady Natalie that teaches there actually took from Billy Blanks and taught for him there too. So I still do that. That's what I do. It's a great workout. I have no
Yeah,
complaints.
there you go.
Oh
Yep.
boy. Awesome.
Yep.
Fourth
Yeah.
degree.
Incredible.
So let me tell you, they were hard to get.
That is incredible and an inspiration. That's great. That should be what a motivation for all of us to get out there and keep doing this. We have a couple of questions that are popping up. As a matter of fact, Sandy, you have best wishes from Australia. We have fans watching us right now from Australia and around the world. So that's from Baz and Chris Laskowski. The rest of our fans are sprinkled all over the United States, Texas,
Wow.
and Pacific Northwest, everywhere. So they're sending their best. One of them wants to know, what was one of your most memorable stunts that you've done over the years?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, there's a couple. Okay. Not only the fact that I did the Star Treks and all of those, which I had no idea how memorable that would have been, but I did Airplane. Remember the Girl Scout fight in Airplane?
Yes.
I was a Girl Scout.
I love that.
That was that fight that the two of us, Paula Moody and I, did, was the first knockout drag out boy fight that girls had ever done. girls had up to that point had only been doing hair pulling and rolling on the floor and all of that stuff. So this was an iconic fight that Jerry Zucker, our director, and David Zucker wanted a real fight between the two girls. And if you watch that fight, it's what it was. And
Wow.
it was so much fun to do. So that was pretty iconic. Got to tell you that. Um, the other thing that sticks out into my mind, I mean, there's so many things that I really love doing, but
Wait, wait a minute.
uh,
Is this which one? Who is this?
that's it. That's it. She's hitting me on the head where I'm laying on the table, and then there's a place where I pick her up and throw her through the jukebox. That's
Oh boy.
and they made us look like little kids as much as they could. They put our hair in pigtails, and they had like these strapped out bras to make us flat, and made us look a little fat because they wanted to make us straight. It was
Oh,
pretty
that's
funny.
awesome.
It was
Oh
funny,
my, that
really
is
funny.
so cool.
Yeah,
So
that was so.
now,
And
so
the other
Sandy,
one,
now in terms
oh,
of
there,
some of the more recent stuff that you've done, are you as comfortable these days doing some of these, kind of crazier stunts, or how does it play as we get a little older?
you know, I so far I haven't turned anything down.
Oh
um,
wow.
I, I'm in pretty good shape, so I really, I turned down motorcycle work because number one, I don't like it, and I'm not very tall. I'm only 5 feet tall, so if you give me anything over a 250 bike, I can't reach the ground.
Ah, yeah.
So, and it happened to me once. It happened to me on Night of the Comet, and
Oh,
they had promised me they would only get me a small bike, no problem. All I had to do was drive it up the hill, stop at an empty car, look into the car, and drive off. Easy, 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 easy. Nothing, no big deal. Well, I get to work and it's a 380 or a 350, and I barely touched my toes on the ground when I was sitting on the bike. We ended up having to take the shocks on the bike and strapping them down as much as we could to get the bike lower. And I did the job. And I said, you know what? That's the end of that. I don't care what anybody promises me. I'm not doing this anymore. So, I mean, I've ridden, the scooters, and those are easy. But a regular motorcycle, I try to stay away from them. I do a lot of wire work. Um, I do fights. I can do, you know, I kind of stay away from the high falls. Um, I've done, 50 feeters. I've done a lot of high falls, but I don't really think I need to keep doing those. But other than that, I'm okay.
Yep.
wow, that's
Hey, Pete, I
incredible.
figured I'd pull this up just for fun because I love this scene.
Oh, yes, this is
So we
great.
can talk through it. So we can't use the audio, but
That's okay.
Uh, oh, there it is.
There am I hitting her
Oh
every time I
boy,
see
that's incredible. Oh,
ouch.
this.
what the? Oh no, this is awesome. Look at this. Oh man, and the chair.
I hit her with the
Jeez.
chair. We had so much fun doing this.
Oh, boom. Oh
And
wow. Right into the,
that, that
That's
was
that
so.
awesome.
is so awesome. That is
Oh my
really
god,
cool.
that's so much fun. Um,
So, Sandy, tell us
yes,
some more about what was it? How did you break into the business, and were you able to keep it going? Because not everybody in Hollywood's successful, into their career. Sometimes it's a window and that's it. And how did you
yes.
avoid getting hurt though? That's another one
You know,
that I think a lot of people want to know.
first of all, I'm so blessed. It's not even funny. I mean, there's just you got to. I've got to realize that. Um, what happened was I was a dancer, so I was in dancing all my life, and I got into the movie industry dancing on the Pleasure of His Company with Fred Astaire. And basically, what
Oh,
happened was we're here in Los Angeles, and there was a park, Pacific Ocean Park, and they had all kinds of rides and carnivals and stuff. And they had an audition for two dancers. They wanted six couples, Jack and Jill, to bring the people into the park. That Westinghouse, you show off their appliances and you dance through the house and you dance through the forest.
Hmm.
So I auditioned for that. Quit school, which was my mother was not happy
Oh
about,
my gosh.
and when I had already put in 2 years of college, and I was captain of the drill team at Santa Monica City College, and got this job and signed a 3-year contract with Westinghouse. And the dancers, are pretty close. They all knew each other, and so there was an audition for West Side Story, the movie, the original. So I went on that audition, and I got the audition as a jet. The only problem was Westinghouse wouldn't let me out of my contract. So I couldn't do West Side Story. So I finished my contract with Westinghouse for another year and went and auditioned for The Pleasure of His Company with Fred Astaire and got that job. And that's got me into the movie industry. And from there, I did the No Mobile for Disney, which was they wanted you swinging on vines and little people dancing and stuff like that. And I did that. And then they sent me on an audition for Clam Bake with Elvis Presley. And I got that audition, and for some reason, he liked me and wanted me to do the next movie he did. And I ended up doing 15 movies with Elvis Presley.
Wow.
I was
wow.
one of his dancers. So we did everything up until Change of Habit, which is the last movie that he did at Universal. And after that, dancers were there were two unions. There was Screen Extras Guild, which was the background and dancers, and then there was Screen Actors Guild, which were the actors at that time. So there weren't a lot of more dancing jobs for some reason at that time. So I thought, oh, I'll just do some background work. So I did a few shows that probably nobody's ever heard of: Mr. Novak, Dr. Kildare, a bunch of those kind of shows, going in and being background. And Central Casting was casting all the background people at the time, and they still are. And they said, they're looking for a stand-in for Bill Mummy on Lost in Space. And a stand-in basically is there when they light the lights and set the cameras, so your actors don't have to stand there and they can go practice their lines or whatever they want to do. So they said, would you like to do that? And I went, sure, why not? Because that's going to give me more work, right? Well, I go on this audition, and usually all they care is if you're close to the same height and the same coloring as the actor. That's all they care about. Well, I go in, and there's like 6 to 8 guys in this table sitting there asking me all these questions about my background and who am I and what have I done, and I was like 22 years old, and I'm like, why are they asking me all this? And then one guy, who I found out later was Paul Stater, says to me, oh, have you ever thought about doing stunts? And I swear to you on a Bible, I said, what's a stunt? So he explained, told me that's because that's the person that falls down. That's the person that does this, does all the fights, and Bill has outgrown the person that was doing this for him and standing in. So if you want the job, all you have to do is go to the gym with us 3 days a week. My gym is in Santa Monica. We'll teach you what to do, and you can do the show while you learn.
Wow. What an
Wow.
opportunity.
Why? Why not? Why say no?
Exactly.
So that was the start of it, and I did. I double billed for 3 years. Ended up doing monsters on the show. Ended up doing the voiceovers on the show too, because the voiceover lady didn't show up one day, and they asked me to come in and scream like a carrot or something.
Wow.
But I never looked back. It was like the guys wanted to help me. I think I just wasn't a threat to them. I mean, because guys were doubling girls at the time, but I was doubling kids, and there was nobody there to double kids except me and one guy by the name of Bobby Porter, and he was as short as I was, maybe a little thinner, but we ended up doubling all the kids, and then Star Trek was looking, for somebody that could wear the costume on the cage and play the Telosian
Yeah.
with the head and all of that. And some people are very allergic to the um, makeup and all that stuff they stick on you. So, which I wasn't, because I'd already done some stuff, a bunch of stuff on Lost in Space. So they sent me over there to do that. And then that didn't sell. And then that next year, they asked if I'd come back and do the Salt Vampire. And I went and did that. And then Irwin Allen, who had done Lost in Space, did Poseidon Adventure and Towering Inferno. And what he was so loyal. He kept his people working on everything he did. So I stayed at 20th Century Fox probably for 5 years working on everything that Irwin Allen did, and just kept working and never looked back. I mean, the nice thing about in those days, you could stand in, you could do background work, and you could still do stunts. Today, you do one or the other. You normally don't get to do both at the same time. But doing background work and standing in, you learn so much because you're on the stage, you're on the set, you're around the people that are making the movies, and you're listening and you're paying attention. And the one thing that they did on Lost in Space, which was really cool, the cameraman would play games with me, and he'd say, "Where's your key light? What lens do we have on the camera?" So
Wow.
I learned. It was like going to school on the set. It
That's
was.
cool.
I had an opportunity that 90% of people don't get, and just kept going. When I did Nickelodeon, that Peter Bogdanovich was directing, I was still kind of doing a little background work, but doing a lot of stunt work. And basically, what happened was I get a call to do Bionic Woman and double Callahan, the secretary on
Yeah.
the show, and play the fembot, double her and be a fembot. And at that point, I had to make a decision to be a stunt person, period, and not do a background work anymore. And I just kept going.
Wow.
So
Sandy, what did you ever have any kind of a want to maybe write your own script or get involved in another way?
that's interesting because the boys become stunt coordinators. They became second unit directors, which means they direct the action units of the shows. And the girls kind of don't. They at that time, let's put it that way. Um, but there were so many independent shows that you end up coordinating because you're the only one on the show anyway. You're the only stunt person, so you could end up. You didn't need a coordinator; you could coordinate yourself. Rules have changed in this day and age, but so I started coordinating myself, and I did some independent movies. I got to hire a few people, and then I got Kate Colombo, Mrs. Colombo at Universal, the TV series with Kate Mulgrew.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um, I went in. They had a stunt coordinator on the show, and they let him go. They hadn't started shooting yet, and I knew the producer, and I went in and said, "I want to do the show." The only problem was there was one stunt. There was two girls that had coordinated. One was fine. The other girl sued 20th Century Fox because she got fired.
Oh,
And now I'm asking to stunt coordinate. And even this producer that I knew really well was hemming and hawing. Like, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, guys get fired all the time and they just go on to do another show. So me and my big mouth said, "You afraid to hire a girl? You afraid
awesome.
if I screw up, you can't fire me?" And he kind of looked at me and he went, "Yeah." I said, "I'll tell you what. If I screw up, you can take me in your office by the ear and I will quit." And he said, "Well, let me think about it." So I went home, and a couple hours later, he called me and he said, "You got the show."
Oh,
So now I'm stunt coordinating a major TV series at Universal. We finished one or two episodes. They can't get all their work done. They can't get the car chases and everything in 7 days. They get all their dialogue, but they can't get all the other stuff. So I get called into the office, and my production manager says, "Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a second unit and shoot all of the action stuff that we missed. And we're hiring Bob, whatever his name was. And we would like you on the set so you can help him because you know the show and you know how we shoot now."
oh.
There I go again, my big mouth. I want to direct second unit. He said, "They're not going to let you direct second unit. The Black Power is not going to let that happen." So, well, I'm not going to help him. And I can see
Ah.
this like happening yesterday. And I said, "I'll tell you what, when he shoots second unit, I'm going to be home. So just don't call me." So I get in my car to go home because the day was over. And I sat there crying for about 10 minutes because I figured I just blew the stunt coordinating job too. Well, my production manager went into the Black Tower, as they were called, where all the executives were, and fought for me and called me the next morning and said, "Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., Black Tower, sign your contracts. You're directing second unit." And I was
Whoa.
the
Wow.
first. You talk about glass ceilings. I was the first girl to ever direct second units. So I was very proud of that. And girls are doing it now. Their girls are directing, stunt girls are moving ahead, which thank God. But it took time. And this was 1980, where women were fighting to, get position jobs in any position in the movie industry. So
That's
that's what I
amazing.
did. I went on to, direct second units and stunt coordinated several shows at Universal and other places also, and still am.
That's amazing.
Sandy, we've interviewed, we've had many different celebrities on our show. We've been very blessed that a lot have come on. One, you may know, Marnine Fields. She
Oh
was
my gosh! Of
also,
course, I'm
You
Martin.
were on Hellhole together.
We're on Hellhole
yeah,
together. We did a couple of stunt jobs too. She actually came and
yes,
worked for me. She actually
yeah.
worked for me on.
Oh, wow.
Yep, I
Wow.
was coordinated that show. Yep.
She came on. She's been working on a project of her own recently, but before she started, she came on, and she told us a lot about her career and the things that she had done as well. And I just assumed that you would know her, but
Oh,
there's
absolutely. I
another.
love her. Amazing. She really is an amazing lady, and I was so blessed to be able to help her in the very beginning too. So that was really cool.
Oh,
That
absolutely. We
Yeah.
we also, some of our fans have asked a couple of questions. So please please bear with us. Not to put you on the spot, but they've asked if you had ever met Felix Sela,
Of course.
who's done a lot of sci-fi.
Yeah, I absolutely knew Felix very well, and um, Felix actually played one of the Telosians.
Yes.
When they had, I think there was three or four of them all together. I think there was Meg who played the original one, and myself. I'm always with her, and he was like right there in a couple of other shots. I think he's in one of the other shots. I have three pictures of the three of us together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he
Uh,
was Felix
Sandy,
forever.
there's a great Elvis movie that's out right now. I just finished it last night. I thought it was remarkable. I don't know
It
if you've
is.
seen it.
Oh
Did you?
yes.
Did you? You did? Can
Oh
you
yes.
give us your personal take on things? Because the movie itself has one perspective, and maybe you can tell us you were there. You were with them.
Well,
So what was that like?
you know, watching the movie, I got to tell you, the gentleman that played Elvis, Austin, what's his name? I can't remember. Um, is amazing. He's absolutely amazing. He deserves an Academy Award for what he did. He plays Elvis to the T. He is so good. It's crazy. Um, the problems I had with the movie were a couple. And I love Tom Hanks. I've worked with Tom Hanks. He's an amazing man. But watching the movie, I couldn't see the Colonel. All I could see was Tom Hanks. And I've heard this
Oh,
from other people too. It's He's Tom Hanks. You know, I'm not sure if it would, and I know he was a big draw for the movie because he's a big name.
Hmm.
Um, but trying to see him as the Colonel was very difficult. I mean, I know they had him in a fat suit, and he was trying to do the accent and all of that, but I just kept seeing him. I don't know. That was just me. Um, and there were a couple of things in the movie that I know aren't true.
oh,
So, I know they take license. I know they do things in movies so that it makes it more interesting.
Right, it sells. Yeah.
Um, but one of the things that bothered me, and this is just me, was because I knew him so well. I never saw Elvis take a drink, ever, ever, ever. The only time I ever saw him drink any kind of alcohol whatsoever was when we were doing Change of Habit at Universal. We were dancing on the streets, and it was winter, and it was freezing cold outside. And it gets that way at Universal. It's like a wind tunnel back there. And they had dressing rooms. We were all kind of sitting in the dressing room trying to keep warm. And somebody brought in a bottle of blackberry brandy, and we all took a little sip of it to stay warm. And it's the first time I ever saw him drink anything.
Oh,
And in the movie, they're saying, well, he was drinking when he was in the army, and when he came home, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. I don't, I really don't think that was true. But that's like my take on it. Um, the drug thing was the Colonel. Sorry, it was.
wow.
You know, when he went back, when we finished shooting movies, and he went back to doing live shows in Vegas, he was working all night long, and then getting up early and recording songs and doing what he needed to do in the daytime. And so the Colonel was giving him stuff to sleep at night, then giving him stuff to stay awake during the day. And, and that gets out of hand after a while. That, you don't do it on purpose, but it becomes a habit.
hmm.
Um, and he was the worst eater in the whole world.
Oh no.
Oh, God. I mean, he would eat sandwiches that were just horrible. I don't know where that ever came from, but that couldn't have been too good for his health either. But I like I said, a lot of that. I mean, the Colonel gambled so much money away, and if Elvis wasn't working, the Colonel wasn't making any money. So a lot of that stuff is true. Like when if did you saw the movie, right?
Yes, yes,
When he collapsed in the hallway on the way to doing the performance at
right.
I forgot, was the Hilton, I think it was. Um, I guarantee you the Colonel was get him up and get him on that stage, because if he didn't go on the stage, the Colonel was in the contract the Colonel had him sign, guaranteed he'd be on that stage. And it was the Colonel that was going to get in trouble for that and suffer for that. So he wanted him on that stage no matter what it cost. His life, even, he didn't care. He wanted him on that stage. So all that stuff is true. All that stuff, he was not a good guy. You know, it's kind of a catch 22. Would Elvis's career have been what it was without the Colonel? Who knows? Um, but then again, he was his demise also. So I don't know.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
Yeah,
It's just interesting that, it's not every day that we get someone that was there, worked with someone like Elvis, and has a unique perspective. So we really appreciate it. The young man that played him was Austin Butler.
that's it, Austin Butler.
Yeah.
Fabulous. He deserves every award they can give him. Um,
Yes. Very, very good. Thank you
very,
for
very.
that, Mike. Another quick one, if you would, Sandy, is do you have I mean it might be hard to answer it, but do you have a favorite project that you look back and say was, I don't know, a favorite? I mean, you've done them all, but is there something that kind of stands out maybe for some reason?
There is one that's pretty funny. Um, have you seen Sasha Baron Cohen kills presenter?
Honestly, no, but I'm sure somebody in one of our followers does.
I'm sure they have. It's gotten millions and millions of hits. But basically, a few years ago, Sasha Baron Cohen was getting the BATA Award, the English BATA Award. And they decided, or he decided, let's put it that way, he wanted to do a gag on stage. So they had me dressed up as a 104-year-old lady, the last living person that had ever worked with Charlie Chaplin. And Selma Hayek wheels me out in a wheelchair onto the stage, and nobody knew anything. Nobody. The head of the awards knew, because we had to get Sasha in there the day before and figure out how to do this. And there were no pads on the floor because the audience didn't know. Sasha knew, his wife knew. He brought his mom and dad in from England and introduced me to them. He's an amazing, nice guy if I've ever met in my entire life. Um, he, my stunt coordinator knew, and that was it. There was nobody else that knew what was going to happen. And so Selma Hayek, I'm sitting in the wheelchair behind backstage, and I have a cane in my hand. And Selma leans over to me and she goes, "Are you all right, dear?" And I go, "Oh, I'm fine, thank you." Wheels me out, and I present this cane to Sasha that Charlie Chaplin would love liked him to have had it. And Sasha takes the cane and twirls it like Charlie Chaplin, and does his little wiggle, leans on the cane, it breaks, he falls into the wheelchair, and I go flying out into the audience.
Oh my gosh.
It was hysterical. I mean, the first thing you hear are people screaming, and then they start laughing because they know it's him. But if you go to YouTube, if you go to Sasha Baron Cohen kills presenter, you can see the whole thing. And I end up on the ground. He turns me over. He tries to give me mouth to mouth. He gets back on the stage. She is the last. I mean, she was the last living person that ever worked with him. And then my stunt coordinator picks me up, throws me over his shoulder, and like, what do I do with her? Where can I go? And he walks around the whole audience like.
There you go.
When he
Right?
was right in front of me when I fell when I went flying forward at a table. Um, it was nuts. It was the most fun thing I ever did. It was so hard not to laugh. I can't even tell you. There I am in the wheelchair. There he goes.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh boy! Oh man! Everybody must have been
I had
flipping
to bite my
out.
cheek not to laugh. Oh my! See, it's like, what do I do with her?
Oh no! Oh, nobody knows what to do. They're laughing. And he's like,
They don't
okay,
know if they should laugh or they shouldn't laugh. It was
oh wow.
it was honey. I gotta tell you, if you're laying on the ground and people are hysterical and you're trying to not laugh, I have to play dead while he walks around with me.
Oh man. And no one is on the inside there. There's what, like a couple of you that know what's going on.
Nobody knew what was going
Oh
on.
wow.
I mean, they finally figured it out. That's his wife. It was
Oh
so
boy.
much
Awesome.
fun. I can't even tell you.
Oh boy. We have I think one last question. It's all right. It's from our very own John, who had contacted you, and he wanted to know what what was it like working on something like the Towering Inferno, and then moving forward in time in terms of safety precautions and standards. They must have changed dramatically.
There were so many stunt people on that show. Between Towering Inferno and Poseidon Adventure, I mean, we were all stunt people in there, except for your major actors, and then they were also doubled. But if you go back to Poseidon Adventure, to the original Poseidon Adventure, um, when the glass elevator breaks and the water comes in,
Oh
and
yeah.
from the dining room and the Christmas tree falls over, we had gone in and rehearsed that for several days, and there were cameras all over the floor. And myself and four other people were up on the platform by the glass elevators, and the elevators were made out of balsa wood and sugar glass, and balsa
Oh,
wood is soft, so it'll break. Um, and we would jump off during rehearsals. We would jump off the platform and then walk around to get by the cameras, so we knew where the cameras were. They wanted to see all our legs, when the water filled up. That all works in rehearsal.
Oh no.
They rolled the cameras. The water came in with such force that it blew us off the platform.
whoa.
And you literally were trying to keep your head above water and try to put your feet on the floor. Nothing was what it was supposed to be. One of the pieces of balsa wood cut one of the guys' heads open. They had to take him in and have it stitched up. But there was lots and lots of safety on the show, and we had medics on the set and everything else. The I think, yeah, all of this stuff in the tunnels and all of that, it was just tons of stunt people, and safety people constantly, and riggers. Um, so anyway, we finished that scene and they clean everybody up and they go, we're going to have to do this again. So
Oh
they
boy.
they cleaned the set up. They would call us back in 2 weeks and we did it again and it worked the way they wanted it to. Guess which one they used in the picture? The first
The
one, because
the
it
first one.
looked so real, because it was. But
Wow.
everybody was pretty safe. I mean, stupid little things happen, but that show was full of stunts. And then after that, we went on and did Towering Inferno, and
Oh yeah.
that um, I'll tell you a little backside story on that. Um, there were so many actors on that set. I mean, just tons of actors, and Fred Astaire was on in the ballroom. It was funny. Both shows had ballrooms where we were.
Don't go into the ballroom.
Right, exactly. Um, but as I'd mentioned before, I got in the business on the Fred Astaire Debbie Reynolds movie, The Pleasure of His Company, and And I'm thinking, God, I'd love to talk to him. And everybody's going, go talk to him, go talk to him. Well, you don't bother actors when you're working. You just don't do that. And everybody's pushing on me, and I went, fine. So I walked over to him, he was sitting at a table, and I said, hi. And I just wanted to tell you, I got in the business, on your show, Pleasure of His Company. We talked for a few minutes, and he got up out of his chair and danced with me. And
Oh my
everybody
gosh.
he was like, oh my God, so gracious. It was crazy. But when we were in the glass elevator outside the building, it was, totally safe. They had it rigged amazingly. So yeah, the riggers and the stunt people, and it was just, it was very, very safe for all of us.
Incredible. That is so cool. Unbelievable.
Double Debbie.
So it's just so much fun. I'm looking forward to the book itself, because I
Oh
know
yeah.
there's going to be so many other things, and
There's a yeah.
oh, that's awesome, and the pictures as well. Sandy, the honor and pleasure is ours to have you on our show. Thank you so much for taking your time out and sharing those insights. This is what our
Oh,
fans love, this type of thing. There's other shows that they talk about other things. There's sometimes they like to um, spotlight the actors that we all know and love.
Oh, of
Our
course.
show, we but our show, we like to spotlight those that make it happen, like yourself.
Yeah,
So
I
I
appreciate
just wanted to let you know that I really appreciated you coming on and sharing your stories. And you're always welcome. Always welcome. When you're ready with the book, please come back,
oh yeah.
Chris.
We'd love to hear
Thank you.
about the book. Yeah,
I'm
come on.
honored that you guys wanted to have me on the show. I really appreciate it. I hope I don't talk too much.
Oh no, I'd sit here all night.
No, no, this is how we run our show. When the guests come on, we want them, it's a discussion. We like to have our guests discuss and tell us and share their stories and things that, it's one thing when I know you've done a lot of interviews, print interviews, in the past, and I've read some of them, especially your Star Trek stuff. I'm a big science fiction Star Trek fan,
Oh
but
yeah.
here on the show, we want to hear you. We that's the way we work. So
Right.
no, not at all.
You feel
And
that
you're always
yeah,
welcome.
you've created you help create the universe that the fans live in. So the fans love the different shows and those kind of things. And if it's not for somebody that puts that, the stunts behind the scenes and everything else, it's the writers, it's the directors, it's those people there. It's not just the actors. It's so important that we get to talk to the people behind the scenes of some of these great shows, so we can actually, keep the information and the documentation of, what happened back then, because we want to make sure everybody has it. We want to make sure everybody gets that, warm and fuzzy, and gets the great stories that
Hey,
these
listen,
people have.
if it wasn't for the fans, I still wouldn't be working probably. So I'm
That's great, but we
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Oh,
Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Mediocre Modeler says, Sandy, you're great. Glad that you're still working. Baz from
amazing. Yeah,
Australia, he says, even us guys from the future are loving it, because he's so far. I don't know how many hours difference he's watching us tomorrow.
he's watching us
But
tomorrow.
all of our fans are just loving it. Thank you so
Oh,
much, Sandy. Thank you for taking the time out. And I am honored that I got to meet you. I have your autograph from the cards that you signed back in the day. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Please come back if you ever have the time. Please come back. We would love
Yeah.
to have
I
you.
love it. Thank
You're
you so
very,
much.
yeah, you're very inspirational for everybody of all ages. Thank you. Here's to you.
Appreciate it.
Here's
Thank
to
you
you.
guys.
Bottoms up.
Bye. You too.
Wow, so cool, guys. How about that, huh? Isn't that something? We heard some really cool stories, and I'm
I'm just
just I'm amazed.
floored. I hope
Yeah,
I
so cool.
just I'm just amazed that she's still going,
And
and
doing,
she's
it's an
not looking
inspiration, man.
back.
I
She's
love it.
not
I
stopping. So
love it. I am, yeah, man, so cool. I am impressed. I really enjoyed that. Thank you, John,
Yeah.
our very own John Van
Thanks,
Gosting.
John.
Yep. Yeah, this was to you, John. Thank you for getting our guest.
I ran out of that delicious
Yeah,
beer a while back.
and just wanted
Buy a
to,
six
yeah,
pack
of
of
course
that one.
I did. So just wanted to thank everyone all around, everyone that's watching us live, and everyone that watches us in the rerun later. Of course, thank you. Let's talk a little bit, Chris, about our project, the Stranded Warrior.
Sure. Yeah.
Great interview. Thank you, Mediocre Modeler. The wheelchair gag was fantastic. It was, wasn't
That
it?
was fun.
And oh yeah, it was really, really good. But we wanted to just mention again that the Stranded Warrior project that we're working on outside of IFB is our homage. It's a showcase for the our project, the original Battlestar Galactica prequel, the Stranded Warrior. We have our Indiegogo up now, and we want to thank everybody that's been supporting us. This is our brand new official. This is now locked. This is
Well,
the movie poster.
got our major stars on it.
That's right, starring George Zuvalos and Diana Durango. Look them up, guys. Go on
Yep.
to IMDb, look them up, and see for yourselves. This is incredible. We
Well, they're
locked the
quite amazing.
screenplay today, and so that's moving forward as we have
See
it
how
now.
we're doing on our funding.
Yep,
Yeah,
we
we're
are
almost at
at
50%.
45. Well, we're at 45%, so we want to get to at least that first flexible goal, and then move forward if we can with your help,
Yeah, we
so
need
that
to
we
hit.
can make
We need to
this.
hit that flexible goal.
Yeah, we got to hit that flexible goal because we want to make this the best project we can. And guys, let me tell you, there's expenses that go into
Yeah,
go into this.
we got hit today with the expense we didn't expect. So I think
Yeah,
the
there's some
insurance.
stuff going. Yeah, so
I was like,
insurance
insurance? What do
is
you
a little
mean?
more expensive than we expected. My personal experience when I first did my first indie film, it was less. It was like $120. But then again, that was a while ago, and so now it's way more than we had expected. But that's okay. Obviously, we're going
Yeah,
to absorb
we'll make
that.
it. You know,
But with your help, it just we'll be able to get better, better everything. We want to upgrade. We want to meet our challenges. We got green screens that have come in. We have a lot of equipment that has to be rented. Obviously, nobody gets paid. Our CG is
oh
incredible.
my
The computer
gosh. Yeah,
graphics
we
that are
got it. We
going
got
into
one
this.
again today.
Yeah, Chuck
I didn't bring it
and
up yet, but
Chris.
Chuck and Chris
Oh
are
my
just
God, they're working all this stuff for us. The magic. Everybody's a volunteer. Nobody gets a salary or anything like that. Everyone's volunteering for the project, but there's still costs that go into this. Location has to be secured and paid for. Obviously, you just heard, our insurance is the bond for the production is obviously a little bit more than we expected, and
and we're
that's
not even
just the
doing
way
any
things are.
stunts. I mean, come on.
Zero stunts, and that's something that has to be factored in. That plus costumes, we have to buy costumes.
Yep.
We have a costume maker
We got
that's
make
making.
costumes as well.
Yeah,
We just
so
bought
all of that has to be paid for. Mediocre
200. I
modeler
think we just bought $300 worth of blue velvet
fabric. Yeah,
fabric. So,
yeah.
and thread and
Yeah.
silver stuff for the black and white checkerboard stuff, and
Yep.
then we had
Mediocre
mediocre modeler
modeler
who had just finished.
Yeah,
That luckily survived the encounter with the device he made with the knife.
the cursed dagger that he
The
made.
dagger.
And yes, the ships of light brought him back, thankfully, because he's been working on our stuff. And
Damn those
so
ships of light.
everybody, yes, stop that. So all the everybody volunteers their time to do this, guys. But all the materials that go, all the expendable
cost.
materials that go into this, right? There's all of that. We hire someone to do makeup we have to replenish everything that they are going to use. Right. So there, all that stuff, and not to mention we're gonna, we have to feed everyone. Right. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner is on us because we're gonna have a full day shoot. All of that has to be, taken into account. So there are these expenses, like we said, the uniforms themselves, the buckles alone that we ended up buying. All of that has the lighting. We need extra lighting, so we got to rent some lighting. There are expenses that go into making a fan film. It's not, I'm not sure, Chris, but we discussed this. We want to make sure that people understand that The Stranded Warrior is a live action.
Right. It's not CG.
Production.
There's CG in it.
In it.
But it's
a live action.
Yeah.
Yes. And we're very, very happy and honored to be able to say that our starring cast is led by none other than Mr. George Zuvalos and Diana Durango. If you check out some of the releases we're going to have, it's going to be
those two are amazing to begin with, and then the supporting characters, the characters they're going to play, and the things that they're going to do in the movie that we've written in, and lots of nods to different people, and you could probably watch this thing. Hopefully you'll watch this thing a couple of times. You go, I didn't notice that before, or oh wow, they said a specific thing, or. Yep. So we've tied a lot of the Battlestar Galactica legend into this, as well as Greek and the people and stuff like that. So, it's been a fun adventure just writing it. I can't wait to see it actually get filmed and put together, because I think you will all see something in there that you'll like. But anyways, I feel like we're begging for money here. So if you don't have the money, that's fine. Share the Indiegogo, and let let your other friends and everything else know. And then I was blown away by the video that was put out earlier from one of the fans. It actually choked me up a little bit. I was like, wow.
Dave Francoeur, Dave and Mediocre Modeler.
I didn't feel it the way I feel it, because I'm a fan and everything else, but I didn't see it from another person's perspective in regards to a fan of a fan. So he's a fan of ours, and then how much he loved and cared to put out the video and talk about what he wanted to see and what he wanted to do. I thought it was amazing.
It was. So again, Dave, thank you very much for doing that. We were honored. That was a really nice.
He just showed up too.
Yep, he's on. No, we just you just jumped on at the right time. We'd actually thanked you in the earlier part of the show. However, Mediocre Modeler released the interview that we had done during the marathon, and of course set that up with the Stranded Warrior as well.
And now I'm on the hit list for Cassie. So.
Oh yeah, it's incredible, guys. The outpouring of support from all of you out there. The project is now being supported and posted throughout all of the BSG social media, which is fantastic. So the word's getting out, and we really, really thank everybody for doing that. And we're gonna have a good time with this. Chris, I wanted to let everybody know though that I see this as a showcase of not only our abilities, but I think it also shows that the BSG fans also have a place in, production and writing and filmmaking.
I mean, could you imagine? People like Fran and then people who write these stories. I mean, if they would just come to they just come to some of us and say, hey, how would you write something? Or they put us into a writer's room or something like that. I'm sure, I know I would, work for pennies on the dollar just to make something happen. I mean, just pay my food. I'm okay with that. Or if you fly me into Los Angeles, I'll write for you for free for a while. I don't care, because we really want to see this be successful in regards to a Battlestar Galactica new film or new show or whatever it may be. It's important that they get the idea that the passion is still out there.
And that we are on par with the Star Trek fan films,
Oh yeah.
right? The Star Wars fan films, the Marvel and DC fan films that are out there. All of these are, there's a lot of that. I mean, there's a lot of sci-fi fan films, and we're there too, right? That there have been, right? Don't get me wrong. We know that there have been some, BSG. As a matter of fact, we screened one of our
Mike
supporters
Goudreau's.
and friend.
Yeah.
Yes, Mike Goudreau did the reimagined Battlestar Galactica fan film. He did.
That was almost an hour and a half, 2 hours long, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it was on the long side, and it was excellent, right? And he did it, and so he inspired us. Actually, Mike Goudreau inspired us, and we said, "Wow, look at that commitment." And it took him a long while to get that done.
Yeah,
too.
when he came on the show, he talked about, hey, I went to a library and I just grabbed people and I had them read lines, and then, I went to my garage and I put in a green screen thing, and we found out that didn't work well, and and some of the behind the scenes stuff that he talked about in there, and then Chris Marshall was part of it as well. He was doing part of the CG stuff for it. So I think we saw that. I was like, you know what? There aren't enough Battlestar Galactica fan films. There's not enough. There's some. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with fan fiction, but it's hard to get somebody to read something. It's so much it's so much easier to say, hey, put something on YouTube, and somebody looks up Battlestar Galactica, they're more than likely going to watch that.
Right.
Right. They're missing out by not reading some of the fan fiction that's out there. I can tell you that.
Awesome.
But
very
just
cool.
the video piece of it, it hasn't been there as much as it's been for the other ones, Star Trek, Star Wars. Heck, you name it. There's a bunch of different ones. So we're happy to do this for ourselves as well as the fans, for you. And we hope to make you proud, because we're, by God, going to give it a hell of a shot.
Oh yeah, and we have, with your help, right? Everybody that's backed us up so far, and then that other little bit, we're 45%. We're trying to get to that goal. And for the record, the Tipsy Toaster has already funded a lot of the other behind the scenes expenses that we've had, a lion's share of that, and so. Thank you for that, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to start this, because we have, ordered a tremendous amount of equipment, like we said, fabrics.
There's stuff that we put up front. So, we're hoping to make the money, but if we don't, we're still making the show. It's just going to put me in the poorhouse farther. That sounds horrible. I'm sorry. We're going to make it happen, and we just hopefully, you guys can help out. If you can't help out, once again, just share it. Share it out to everybody else. Make videos to let people know. Be excited,
Carl says, hope to see it at the cons. We're going to play it everywhere. We're going to send it out. Yeah. It will be. You will see Carl. Of course, there's those that have actually donated to the campaign. We have perks. So some of them will get early screenings.
Yeah, I just actually was talking to. I just finished. Just finished talking to our guy with the jackets. So if you get to a certain level, you get the Colonial Warrior jacket, hoodie.
Yeah, the hoodie. Yep.
It'll have the
special hoodies.
It'll have
Martin
the Martin patch on it, and then on the back it'll say whatever ranking that you did. The warrior supporter or whatever it may be will be on the back
whatever
of the
hoodie. Level is. Oh yeah, so that's a whole other thing going.
Yeah, so that's part of it. So I just got done talking with him and finalizing the pattern for the back.
Oh, the pattern, cool. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, so that's one of the perks, and I'm certain that there will be a whole new chapter in the Galactica lore. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate Dave Francoeur's help with that. That was really cool that he did that video for us. And everybody else, Carl Cullenschmidt,
Oh,
Team
yeah.
BSG Viper is going to be at the convention.
We're going to be, we'll be reaching back out to you. If we don't get enough money to get down there, we're still going to need some help from you guys in regards to getting some close-up shots of some parts of the Viper. So I'll be in touch.
Yep, we'll see what we can do. See if we can.
And don't forget, if you are down in Texas, at AllCon, check it out. Go down and look at a real full 1-to-1 scale Viper.
Oh my God, it's so cool, so cool. Yeah, so that's where we're at, guys. Keep supporting. Keep liking and.
Baz is moving right along. Here you go.
Oh, let's see what he got. Oh boy, look at that. That's incredible.
Fiberglass is your friend.
That is so cool.
Look how close it is in there too. Wingtip to wingtip.
Yeah.
It's like right there. It's like he built it perfectly for that.
So beautiful. Incredible.
That's a fan. Yeah, they're all fans. Everybody's a fan. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to build a Viper to be a fan. But there's some people that are just insane. People who make movies and Vipers.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I don't know, Chris, we've announced the everyone that's the cast, right? We announced the cast.
Yep. So yeah, if you we weren't here earlier, I can do that real quick. We have George Zuvalos, who's playing Martin, and he's a SAG-AFTRA actor, is also a director, and has been in a number of different things for The Blacklist and a couple other shows. And then we have George, and I can't say his name right. I'll let Pete do that one. Kyriakopoulos.
Yep.
We just call him George K. So
George K.
Yeah, he's going to be playing a Viper pilot as well. He's going to be the wingman for Martin. And then we have Diana Durango.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, Diana Durango! Wait till you see her acting. Yeah. She is
going to be. She's been in a number of things as well. Once a Week for Life, Escape. She's got 14 upcoming projects, 26 previous projects, and we're really looking forward to having her in on it. She is going to be the bad guy or bad woman or the villain.
Oh yeah.
The villain in the show. So she'll be the one using that. That dagger that we
cursed
have there. So.
Dagger. Oh,
the
it's
cursed dagger.
So cool. Yes.
She will have much better control over it, better than mediocre modeler did, evidently. So it won't try to kill her.
Yeah, for sure. She's gonna.
And then we have Tara, which I don't have a IMDb for her yet, but she will be our EXO.
Oh yeah, she's done theater. She teaches acting for stage and a whole bunch of other things. So. We're looking forward. We've worked with her before, and then we have Jeff Palin as well, and a few others that are lined up. That
actually we get ready to do a couple more that's got some acting skills that we already had. So, and then we need you. If you happen to be in the area on, we're thinking Sunday. Don't quote me yet. We're still a little farther out that we need to be. I'm still writing we've already finished the script. Now I need to write the shot list, and how we're going to shoot the certain things, so we know when we need people and when we don't need people. But we're guessing that it's going to be Sunday that we'll need people to come in if you're available to come in to be an extra in the background. We'll feed you. That's all I can promise. Yes. That's all I can promise you at this point.
So right now, guys, we have 2 day. It's a 2-day shoot. Saturday,
6th and 7th
one thing,
May.
6 to 7. And then, so there's a 2-day shoot, and it's May. So anyone that has a Colonial Warrior uniform and can get to New York City on those days, we'll let you know. Let us know, and we'll tell you when we're going to have those big scenes.
Where it's going to be at, when you're going to be. Yeah. And then if you want, we'll have a seamstress on site to change out your patch if you want to.
That's right. So we will have featured background. That's what we need. We need Colonial Warriors to fill out this particular
grumpy,
scene.
Tired Colonial Warriors. So most of you, if you drive in, you'll be set.
Perfect. Yes. You've just
go out party the night before and they come in. Yeah, we're good.
we're good. So that's going to be a really really fun time with having all you guys up. So yep, I don't know. Let's make this happen, guys. Mr. George Zuvalos he just gave us a heart. Thank you for
Yep.
tuning in. That's Captain, aka Captain Martin. We're honored to have you. And the other thing before we call it a night, Chris, remember you had told me we came up with an idea. It was your idea that we're going to feature the actors.
Yeah, we're thinking about getting the actors on. We won't let them tell you the story. Sorry, you have to watch the movie for that.
Yes.
Lord knows I've been wanting to tell you all about it, and Pete always tells me no.
No.
But we're thinking of having the actors on and kind of doing a 15, 20-minute interview with them to find out a little bit about them, find out where they've come from and what kind of things that they've played in and what they're looking forward to in regards to the new show, and then why would they want to work on a Battlestar Galactica fan film for free? Why would you do that?
Right.
So
exactly.
It's something that we'd like to talk to them about and have them come on. So we're thinking about doing little bit by little bit, each one of the people that come on, even people in the background. We've got, Mediocre Modeler. We've done video interviews with him before, and we can talk about all the stuff that he's done for us. And it's going to be fun. We want you to feel a part of it. We don't want you to feel like this is ours, because we're doing this for the fans, and we're doing this for the love of the Battlestar Galactica, and we're doing it because we want to keep the faith. That's the key words right there, is we really want to keep the faith and keep the Battlestar Galactica fandom and keep the Battlestar Galactica story alive.
Oh, yeah. So with that said, everyone,
It's that time, isn't it?
thank you for tuning in. We love having you on board our IFB communications vessel. Don't forget to tell your friends.
But we're going to push you out the airlock now.
Yes. So if you want to contact us, please, it's info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. Stay safe. We'll see you at our next show. Remember that we're on Facebook, and we have the Twitter. We do the YouTube. We do the
Twitch. We do everything.
Yeah. Yes. Instagram too. We do have Instagram.
Yep.
So guys,
I just can't go live on Instagram for shit yet.
No, but we're there as well. And keep the faith, like we said. And then of course, Chris, let's do our final toast to everyone.
Cheers to you. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you have a great week, and may fans feel the fleet.
Take care, guys.